Before we leave, Theo looks at the doctor. Doctor, before we leave, I need to go ahead and try that one ritual again to see if I can get a greater shadow to aid us. You know the one. Do you happen to have a candle?
Absolutely.
I have a lighter.
Tea lights. I got that bag of tea lights from before.
Yeah, I got a torch.
Yeah, I don't need a torch. I need a candle.
Oh, come on.
I would rather only slightly damage my hand, not melt it off at the wrist.
It's something like this. It's fine.
Yeah, the ritual calls for a candle's flame. Let's stick to the ritual.
I'm going to back up the car and grab the bag of tea bags, come back down and hand it to you. At this point, there's 18 left in the bag. Enjoy, it was a 20 pack.
Oh, great. So I need to roll to resist frenzy. Is that what it was? And remind me.
That is correct, yeah. So you are going to have to make, because unfortunately it's as soon as you crush the burning candle in your hand, as you know, beasts do not like fire. It is going to prompt a Rotschreck is what it's called, but a fear check. So you're going to have to do a frenzy, which is your willpower with 1/3 your humanity rounded down.
So with a 7, that would be what, 2?
Mm-hmm, correct.
So that would be a grand total of 7. All right. And the heart doesn't help anything with this because it's not a rouse check. So that would, yeah. All right. Boom.
Ooh, okay.
That is
that was close.
3.
Okay. All right. You crush it in your hand, and you've had success before. You find a little bit more ease as you've now prepared yourself to maintain control. Roll me an intelligence and an occult. Because now you need to get the creature to obey you.
And blood magic plays into this, yes or no?
Yes, it does.
Alrighty then. That's what I like to hear. I'd like to spend a willpower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Starting to be splunking off great. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would rather have a shadow bodyguard that can actually fight, so okay. That at least replaces some of the low stats, but that's still only 1 success.
I'm going to say, what level ritual is this? Can I get a chance to reroll with that thing?
It is a level 2, but that's for rerolling rouse, so it does not affect blood. This. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And so that's only a 1. Why do you hate me, God of RNG? That's all I'm going to say right now.
Okay. All right. So you are going to suffer the 1 aggravated, as you usually do. And with your 1 success, the creature will endure 1 night. But hey, that is how it is. You got a night with it.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and put... No, I better not take the candles with because they're still not going to... It's not going to be smart. Well, sadly, I wasn't able to do this to the best of my ability, so I will only be able to hold on to this shade for a single night. At which point, I'll do my typical turn it into a bracelet around my wrist to hide its presence. But success is an improvement, but lasting success is...
You got through the hard part, at least. So
yeah. I lost a willpower and I took an aggravated. Lovely.
That's how it be.
It only lasts 1 night.
Yeah, that's expensive.
A couple candles for backup, just in case we find a place you can use them.
Okay, so bringing a couple candles just to be safe.
All right. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Wonderful.
Then just got her FAL ready to go.
Yeah.
I mean, not much Theo can do to prepare. I mean...
All right. Well, you guys are going to be making your way, as he instructed, in order to reach Grant Park, which is where the pariah is located underneath the park. He instructed you to enter the channels of the South Branch Chicago River because he knows of an easily accessed entrance at the end of West Polk Street. And that's where you guys will make your way. And actually, it's pretty nice that he directed you here because it does look like there's some parking for people that, want to spend some time at the river, do some touristy sightseeing things. And there's even a few cars that are here. So leaving your car here really won't seem too suspicious. And it is, as you guys make your way down close towards the river, is this channel, it seems more so it's for high tide. But when the river is flooding from rainwaters, as Chicago does have a decent amount of rain, since it's most of the rain was a few weeks ago, just a little bit still remains in this channel of water, but no, it seems to be completely clear for you guys to make your way through.
I sure as hope we don't see any rain. I mean, the four of us will be fine, but I have to worry about Bubba needing to hold his breath.
Oh, yeah. And as you can see behind me, the majority of this channel is filled with graffiti. Most of it illegible because of the layers upon layers of graffiti that's been put on each other. But you can notice a few. Some numerous vulgarities such as fuck you, suck my dick, and buckle bitch. You'll even see pictures of like a poop emoji. Someone did some religious praying hands. Someone did a see no evil monkey. You can even see some people did some marijuana leaves.
Sure, there's a dick butt mixed in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah. And an upside-down 5-pointed crown. Lynn, with your... Yeah, you have enough. Just base off the bat. You'll need to roll. You would recognize that specific upside-down 5-pointed crown as an insult to the Bloods. If you had to guess, a Crip probably put that there to say fuck you to the Bloods. That the process of flipping it upside down is kind of how that works, yeah. And one thing will stand out, because there's something that is written on the very top of this channel. I mean, it's so high, no one could reach it. You'd have to have a ladder to get up there. And all it says is, did you remember your walker? But Bubba, I mean, he's going to start leading. He knows his job is he's going to go, tail wagging, and it's going to lead further into the darkness. Everyone except for Theo, you're going to need some light to see. Theo, you're fine. You can see.
Yeah, this is where I'm saying, I will be with you, though you may not see me. At which point, Theo, he just flips out of existence, and that's when the eyes are going to get turned on, because I don't need anybody taking a picture of me with pure black eyes. That would be a bad thing.
I have a flashlight.
Yeah,
you do. And you can adjust the lumen, make it as bright or as low as you want. But Bubba's going to lead the way. And you'll notice that it really doesn't seem Bubba is bothered by the darkness, as you'll watch. But he's going to lead you through this channel, and I hope no one's claustrophobic.
Ooh.
If you are, I'm sorry.
That would be really bad if Theo was suddenly claustrophobic, because, I mean, he goes in and sleeps wrapped in shadows really fucking tight almost every night, so...
Yeah. If any you are, I'm sorry, you might be... Well, you don't have to breathe, but you might hyperventilate a little. If no one is, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And Bubba's going to lead you through these channels. And still, the amount of graffiti is there, but it starts to lessen as you follow. To only a few signatures of people that just did, and random pictures. When the channel bifurcates, slightly to the left, slightly to the right. And you will see, like in this bifurcation area, there is some graffiti. Someone just graffitied the word slave. I mean, you're going to watch Bubba as he looks left, right. He's going to go left. And as you follow... And as you all follow, you'll see that someone graffitied in this channel. Wrong way! ! But Bubba's going to continue forward. I mean, who knows? He might be able to read. Probably. But he doesn't seem to care.
I mean, he can write.
For those, I'd say, with a 4 intelligence, you'd be able to get very quickly that it seemed like the direction really didn't matter, as both the tunnels will lead to the same small chamber. And it will intersect further through the sewer channels. Further and further you will walk, and thankfully it's wide enough. You guys don't have to crouch over, move anything. Just a little bit of what remained of the last rainstorm that went through before Christmas. Bubba is going to let out a muffled bark as he continues on. Seems like he's doing it almost like encouragement. As you go deeper and deeper. Left, straight, right, left, straight, further and further, until around the corner ahead of you, a little bit of light streaks through, and Bubba suddenly takes several steps back. His posture is aggressive, as a low, vicious growl rumbles deep from his throat.
Can I try smelling out what it is he's growling at?
You most definitely can. It smells like, well, humans. Specifically, Choleric
Okay.
is what you can smell, and you are so good with your sense of smell. Phenomenal, actually. You can even get 5 different scents within this.
Well, I'm gonna scout ahead because I mean they're not gonna be able to see me regardless, so I can at least see.
Yeah, I'm gonna flick off my light for now.
Okay.
Oh, dude.
Okay. You all flick off your lights as Theo's going to scout out. Well, you saw the light that started to streak around the corner, and as you look around the corner, you will hear an echo of voices from below. You seem to have found what Bowman was talking about. This tunnel ends and will drop immediately down, and there are voices down below. Soft words are shared. And it leads into this giant chamber, comparatively so, to where you guys stand now.
Anything I can make out on those soft words?
Most definitely. I mean, you can even get like a little bit of a glance from the bright lights from below. I mean, it fills the chamber. And you will see that there are men that look to be in military gear, like a SWAT team, though there's really no markings of like FBI, SWAT, or anything like that. And there is one man who is addressing a group of 4 soldiers. You see anything suspicious? Report it immediately. Keep your lights on the shadows. Yes, sir. And you see the 5 of them as they take formation, and they draw carbine rifles and activate the lights on their barrels.
I'm going to pull out my cell phone and, in the group chat, give a full description of what I'm seeing to everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, you'll watch. Unfortunately, you can only see immediately below you, but as they take formation, leave from your view, now all you can hear is a low hum of machinery from below. And you all get a text. Apparently, there are military down here. 5 of them. What do you guys do?
I'll text back to him. Can you see the hydro pumps or the security camera?
I reply back, no.
Mm-mm.
I
No,
hear
it's-
machinery, but I don't see it.
No, it seems to be the drop down that you're going to need that ladder for, is where you have found yourselves.
I will go ahead and they'll spot the ladder if I drop it down. How far down does it look?
50 feet, perhaps?
So something that I could easily survive?
You're not sure? Have you ever fallen 50 feet since a vampire? I don't think so. I mean, you've seen, like, Rune and Lynn do some really cool, like, jumps and lands, but you personally haven't tried.
I'm going to go and do 50-foot drop. Not sure if it's survivable for me. But if I drop the ladder, it'll give away that there's someone here, and they'll probably come up to say hi. What do you want me to do?
And before Theo falls, breaks both his feet, gets shot by 5 military men.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the
Would you
thud
like to maybe run the plan by your team before you drop yourself down?
That's what I'm putting in the
He's
group chat.
texting.
Oh, so I'm
Gotcha.
yeah.
I'm going to tell you don't do that.
Well, great. I was asking what we should do, not what I shouldn't do.
I'll put in the group chat. Should we try to put our gas masks on and pretend we're one of them or something?
You know, I'll text that it wouldn't. I mean, we have the disguises.
Why not
Okay.
use them?
All right. So
And I mean, we at least the bags that we can put all of our weapons in will make it look like it's just equipment, as long as they don't ask to see anything.
and I'm carrying the blood, and they won't see me anyways. So anything that's truly suspicious, I can carry.
And I mean, if they really, really press, I can say I'm a doctor down here working with the other specialists, just looking for anything that could be poisoning the water, because we think it's radiation. Anything that could be leaking down here. I don't know.
If things
try to
go
avoid
south,
that,
I'll
but-
disable each one individually without drawing attention to myself as best as possible. In other words, out of character, I'm going to try to Batman them.
Well, I am going to remind you, Theo, that you struggled with a man in a car with a gun. Trained military men might be a little bit more wily than that. So you'd be careful if you're going to do any...
Last resort after if what you're doing fails.
I mean, realistically, can you send your shadow down there to scout? If we can get their movements, maybe we can just time the right time to put the ladder down.
Yeah, I'll simply respond with brilliant. The weaker shadow and the stronger shadow, basically to go and get the lay of the land, get an idea of what their patrol paths are, where they're looking and stuff, and try to plot out a course that we could take through that area to avoid them without them even knowing we're there, hopefully.
Find the right time to strike when they're the furthest away from where we need to go and just kind of shim and diggy. I like it. Because, I mean, we went through the process of buying this escape ladder, 5th and 6th story portable emergency escape ladder with anti-slip rungs.
And 50
I'd
feet
really
of
like to
additional
use it.
rope.
I'd really like to use it.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that someone coming down with our wonderful canine companion is going to make some noise regardless.
It's a drug dog.
And that immediately, I believe, warrants suspicion.
No, it's a search and rescue dog, is what I would reply with.
Oh, I thought you meant like a dog that was carrying drugs. Oh,
No. The type that they used to go ahead and... Okay, cover story is you're a doctor, you're investigating illnesses about...
no,
you've
the
got
cover story
a
is we're
search-
just technicians. Like,
Yeah.
Let's not bring any names.
Let's
or
not
any nonsense
overcomplicate
into
our
this. Yeah, let's
lives.
not overcomplicate.
What
Yeah,
I'm not going for complicated. I'm going for, you said if they push you, you're a doctor.
absolutely.
If they
But-
push regarding the dog is a specially
sewer
trained
doctor.
dog.
It's this radiation. Excellent.
Search and rescue animal used to go ahead and smell out
Chemicals.
injured or ill people that you're trying to go ahead and investigate as a possible source.
Why would I be down? You know what? It's fine. We'll wait for information from the shadows.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna send your shadow to go scout?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Okay, well, you're able to keep a connection and some sort of like telepathic, more motion base as it's down there. And since you are up closer to where the guards are, since you were just texting to them, and send your shadow down, you're going to hear something that echoes. It sounds kind of like a beep, 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 beep. And you're going to hear someone call out. It sounds like they're in the radio, but he's saying that he's got an IC0 here. And I mean, you're going to hear now movement down there, and still that beep, 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 beep.
Is it okay? Is it getting louder as it's getting closer to my shadow?
It seems so.
I'm going to have the shadow evade. I'm going to give it the immediate order to evade to see if the beeping gets less loud.
You might be able to freaking distract them with this thing.
As soon as you just tell it to leave, the beeping stops. And this might unnerve you, but they're going to report, and you can hear that sounds like the man that did the speech has come on over, and he's going to say that they are close.
Okay.
Definitely.
At which point,
he says that this is definitely the work of a discipline. He's going to tell everyone to be on alert.
Okay, at which point I'm going to get on my message. Vampire hunters. They are vampire hunters. They recognize the shadow for what it was, and we're tracking it.
I'm going to text back if you can use the shadow to lead them away from us.
I can try, but they're smart enough to possibly go ahead and call that, but I'll try. At which point, I will literally command the shadow to lure them away. Don't let them ever get close enough to it, but lure them in the opposite direction. So would I have to roll a subterfuge and manipulation?
Most definitely.
Okay.
And you can add your discipline points, I think, which is a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can add that.
So manipulation's 2, discipline's 2. That's 4 plus subterfuge was 3. So
okay.
So we got a 7 here. Why do I always end up hitting a 7? It's a common thing with my character. I fucking hate these dice sometimes. Okay, so there we go.
All right. Well, you'll hear once more then that beep, 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 beep that starts up. And there's some hushed discussions. And it seems that they have recognized it as a discipline.
Mm-hmm.
But, you, as a vampire, you know what that means. It means they're at least educated in talents. Now, it doesn't really seem like they know what discipline. They don't really seem to care too much. But it does seem to say that they think, as he's calling it out, that he's going to have 2 people. Think of some basics names like Richard and...
Tom, Dick, Harry.
Yeah. Jacob, whatever. But he's going to send 2 of the men to follow after because he expects it's an obfuscate. Oh, yeah. But 2 of them are going to follow as, the beeping, it only gets quieter as the distance is increased. But 3 have stayed behind. With the one calling the shots being one of them.
Okay, I'll go and say I've lured 2 out of the 5 away, but the leader and 2 other are staying.
All right, do we jump them?
Considering they not only know about disciplines, but they also guessed, albeit the wrong discipline, but literally named a discipline. These humans have already broken the Camarilla's rules by knowing too much.
Yeah, I'll text back that we're at a disadvantage. They definitely know more about us than we know about them. I'm going to text Bowman and ask if he's been reading the group chat.
You'll get a text from Bowman. All he's going to send is just R.I.P.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you're gonna hear Bowman or Bubba, excuse me. I mean, he kind of lets out like a. He doesn't seem happy as the text gets sent through.
All right.
If it comes down to it, I'm putting this in text message. Are we going lethal or non-lethal on this? I want the group's consensus on how they feel about this.
I'll say we could try taking a hostage. We can jump down on them from above.
If they see our faces,
go hot and heavy. We have
I'm gonna basically say that
gas mask. I have my. You all have bandanas, motherfuckers. You forget this all the time.
Okay, yeah.
We'll put in the group chat that if it is a military-esque vampire unit, if they go missing, that will just bring more.
So knock them out.
I'm just gonna basically say I think avoidance is the only real option.
They're searching for us. They expect us to be here, and they literally can detect any discipline if we're actively using it. I don't think I can sneak by them with those readers. Maybe Ghost in the Machine will work. I don't know.
I'm going to put that this may be a crazy idea, but we could just wait and see if they leave eventually. They're 50 feet below us, and if they didn't use this entrance to come in, they'll have to leave at some point to leave towards whatever entrance that is. Honestly, I suggest we just wait. Hopefully they won't be here all night. If they do, we'll at least give us time to think of something else.
Well, there are human needs that they have that we don't. They need to pee, they need to eat, they need to sleep, and they need to breathe. If we make any of those harder for them, they might leave of their own volition.
Bad way to think about it.
Okay. Are we waiting? Are we just gonna bunker down for now? See what happens?
Well, it seems like the majority vote here wants to wait for a bit.
Unless someone has something that could smell like a noxious fume that might encourage them to leave thinking there's a gas leak, making breathing dangerous. I mean, we have gas masks. They don't, as far as I know.
I mean, I definitely don't have anything here to make any kind of noxious fumes, unfortunately.
Okay, so this is where I'm going to go and look around me, being that I do have some chemistry knowledge. Is there anything in the environment that I could salvage in a sewer to create a noxious enough stench that it smells dangerous?
No, I mean, the best you're gonna find, and since it is mostly just for overflow of the river, it's not really meant for waste. It's a pipeline. You might find maybe some mushrooms that just grow from the humidity and the damp, but that's about it. Nothing enough to make like a stink bomb, unfortunately.
Okay. So, all right. I have an idea, but this is kind of a messed up one. Has Bubba gone to the bathroom recently?
I tell you, I don't think dog poo in a sewer is going to be a smell enough to drive them away.
Oh, what? You don't want me to go ahead and drop a dog dung right on top of the leader's head and see what happens?
I mean, outside of that, instantly telling him that there's people nearby, I would prefer no.
Oh, I kind of just want to kill them now.
All right. Well, I'm just spitballing as we're waiting.
Everyone wants that extra XP. He wants to kill him.
I don't want. I don't want to kill them. I mean, multiple reasons. Theo doesn't want to have to end life. Them out.
That's
Theo doesn't want to go ahead and end life unless he absolutely has to. But I'm going to know that eventually those two being led away by the shadow are going to probably either decide that it's not worth their time to keep following it, or their legs are going to hurt so much that they're going to end up doubling back regardless.
You can lead them back to here and we can eat them.
Yeah. And again, this is where
Someone has played too much Blood Hunt.
yes. Yeah, I will say that, yeah.
They make it look so easy in the game, don't they?
Yeah, well, when you don't care about how many bodies you're dropping.
Well, if you guys want to sit, bunker down for a bit and wait, I mean, you've got a good scout. It doesn't seem like they have noticed you all from up here.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm 50 feet up in the air, and thankfully that's far enough away for their little detectors not to pick me up, but they will pick up my shadows, so I could literally go ahead. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to, while we're waiting, I am going to consistently cause so many readings on their scouting detectors to make them doubt the effectiveness of their equipment. I am literally going to use the shadows to cause so many false positives that they're going to think they're not detecting anything. Their equipment's on a fritz. What do I have to roll for that?
Is
that another subterfuge?
It would be a subterfuge, but roll me.
Is that wits?
Yeah, I'd probably say wits.
Wits, subterfuge, and abyss mysticism?
Yes.
Okay. So let's see here. So that's going to take it from the 7 I had earlier, actually bumping it up to a 9.
Hey.
If we're going to sit here and wait, let's go ahead and make them doubt themselves. Damn!
Do it good.
That's better.
Ooh, that's a lot better.
You got the 2 10s.
I got 9.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go.
Hey, you know what? At least I can fuck with the hunters, right?
And that you will. I mean, you're just gonna hear the beep 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 beep. It's gonna sound just, and it's interesting because one's gonna go off, another person's isn't, and for the reaction, it seems that this doesn't really, spook them or anything like that. No, they are actually going to. So through the radio, as you can hear, they communicate. The two that separated, they're keeping, and they seem to think now, which might unnerve you, but now, and they don't seem to know at least what it's called, but they are thinking that it has to do with spiritual magics from the other realms, is what this discipline is, and they're going to try something. It seems like, and you can hear through the radio that they're going to give some sort of push, as they describe it, as all of you aren't really going to notice too much of a difference, except for, it feels like for a brief moment, you kind of hiccup a little bit, and you have your connection with your specter. For a brief moment, it is not there. You feel as if it's been absolutely wiped out. And then you can feel it once more as it comes back. And, well, it seems to, and they're going to report positive results. So they're going to tell everyone to push. And this is going to continue. And you can actually get a good peek since you're above. It looks like they have some sort of, it really looks like a little click for like a bomb that would go off, in movies with like, haha, I'm going to destroy the city, click. It looks like that, but you watch as it lights up and lets out a pulse. And this pulse really only seems to affect the supernatural.
I'm going to go ahead and talk about this in detail, report everything that's happening from this experimentation. And at the same time, I like their toys. I want them. I mean, come on. Can you imagine? I want to go ahead, if we have to deal with these shadows all the time, one of these little push toys might be useful. Oh, look, that specter looks like it's going to try to possess ET. Boop.
Take that action, Bill. Boop. But yeah, I mean, they're going to do that. And it doesn't seem to snuff out your specter, but it does periodically. I mean, for a while, it's gone. You think you lose the connection as you get nervous, and then it pops back. And it doesn't seem... It's going to come back to you, and it's going to be a bracelet. It does not... This is not pleasant for your poor little shadow. It is no longer wanting to stick around.
Oh, well, you know what? Honestly, I'm going to let them think that they were just dealing with some sort of ghost or specter, and it has decided to go elsewhere. I'm literally going to leave it as a bracelet and just go quiet on them. I'm going to let them think that they scared off the evil magic-y thing.
Okay. I mean, it's quiet for a bit. As you can tell, they're still doing their experiments. There's no more beeping that comes from whatever device they use to measure. And after about 8 minutes goes by, through the radio, the other two that left, they're going to report that they have found something. And they're going to call for it back up. As the three that are underneath are going to get into formation and start heading the direction that the other two went.
Okay, I'll go ahead and relay all that through the cell phone. Isn't it nice to have someone that they can't see that can go ahead and be your eyes?
I wonder
for
what
you
it is
guys?
they actually found, if they found anything at all.
I mean, same here. But do you want? You want me to get close enough for them to try to go?
I was
Better
going
for
to
them
say,
to deal
I have a
with it.
sneaking suspicion they might be able to see you if you're invisible. They have little fucking anti-spirit clickers. I bet they have all kinds of fun toys.
Yeah, I'd rather they not, because if they do see me, then there's really no choice whether or not they get to live or not. Because I mean, if we have to maintain the masquerade, we have to maintain the masquerade. And Theo doesn't want to have to do that. If he, in self-defense, yes. But for a political reason, it kind of makes Theo feel a little bit more scummy to have to end a life.
Did you hear ghosts?
Always.
All right, well, I'll hold the rope ladder from above while...
Yeah, I mean, you guys wait a bit to make sure
Yep.
as you hear nothing for some time.
I don't think, once again, you will understand that this is not a rope ladder, sir. This is a 5th and 6th story portable emergency escape ladder with 50 feet of...
I'm going to go and get a cup of
Are
coffee
you
while he goes on about
sponsored?
this.
Are you sponsored by this?
So yeah, I'm gonna hold the rope ladder in place just to make sure it doesn't slip.
No, but if I was, you could get this for the low, low
Oh,
price.
shut up.
Of $49.95.
$159.99
Oh,
with a $60 rebate, bringing it only to $99.99.
with a 3-year warranty.
And I assume Bubba's gonna stay. Who's taking Bubba down?
I'll carry him.
Rune?
I'll carry him
Okay.
last.
Okay. Yeah, I mean he's a intelligent dog, supernatural dog, and whatever. So I mean he's just gonna kind of go like make it easy for you as carry him down. Yeah. And you guys will make your
I'll
way.
Jenny the ladder back down. That way, there's a ladder there now. No, we're taking that with us.
You know what? While he's getting a drink, heck, I might as well then before I describe what you guys see. So I'm gonna get some apple juice. That's what I've been drinking.
All right, I'll go get my last blood bag.
Yeah, might as well. I guess we'll take a quick break and
We'll be back.
And no violence necessary. Amazing. Yeah.
Pussies. All right. Well, you guys have climbed your way down with Bubba being carried by Rune, who did his best to make it as easy as possible. And once he gets further enough down, he'll jump off. You'll be able to unhook with a good enough, and then I think it's like with the ladder, you have to like pull or something like that. You know what? I'm not going to go in your spiel again.
Yeah. $49.99.
Yeah, no, we're not. Never mind. Don't answer that question.
Yeah, but leaving the ladder there for the hunters to find later would be a bad idea.
But those who are claustrophobic, if any, you can finally breathe as the tunnel now stands, as I said, about 50 feet tall and about 50 feet wide. And there is only one way to follow. As you can see immediately behind you is a small forklift that remains parked against the concrete wall. There are several cords, a faded cooler, rusted tools, and you will see the source of the humming that you heard up above. There is a small generator. All of this is just strung about the floor of this pipeline tunnel, excuse me. And leading ahead are bright lights that continue down this pipeline, and it's straight ahead. You can see for well over 100 feet. There seems to be about a light every 5 feet or so as it gets smaller, and you're not quite sure how long this pipeline goes for. But you can tell that there is a slight downward curve as finally you can no longer see straight ahead. Well, Bubba's pretty happy. He's going to take a good sniff around a little bit, trying to get some sense. And, I mean, with Lynn, with her tracking, she's going to be your best bet with following where these people went, because she can tell you. They don't have any way to obscure their blood, so she'll be able to at least keep you guys from crossing their paths. Much before Rune will be able to. Sorry, Rune, but...
It is what it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, well, I mean, you guys are going to follow Bubba through this tunnel as it goes and goes. And you will see, finally, the occasional tunnel that will break off from this straightway. And after about... walking 40 feet, that's when Lynn will be able to tell that their scents have gone off into one of these sides. But Bubba still wants to keep going forward. And, well, Bubba's actually going to quicken up his step as you guys pass from where they decided to depart.
Keeping up with Bubba. I mean, as long as those guys are behind us and they don't cause the problems for us later, then that's fine. Let them wander around on their little ghost hunt.
Like, so Lynn will be able to give you a heads up at least, but I mean, you are going to be walking through an endless warren of light, it feels like, until finally you all are going to spot a break in the distance as the concrete turns to mud, and this pipeline is going to break into a smaller tunnel. You can see a construction light that stands at the entrance into this smaller tunnel. And this tunnel is in a pool of dirty water, ankle deep. So the waterproof boots are going to be a necessity from here on out. And I'm sorry, but unfortunately this tunnel is narrow. Anyone who's probably over 6 feet tall, if that is anyone, you will have to hunch over a little bit. But those who are about 5... Yeah, but those who are about 5'10", you'll be okay. You can stand comfortably so. Just feel pretty close to the top of your head.
I'm good, guys.
And this tunnel, as I said, is narrow. That construction light is going to fall, and you are now in complete darkness. Once more, it is only Theo that is unaffected by the shadows. You can still see straight ahead. And it is the sounds of your boots splashing through the water that quietly resonates through this passage, also accompanied by some squeaks of rats. And as you guys make your way through, perhaps using just the low lumen on your flashlights, Bubba still leads the way. And occasionally he is going to snap at a rat that gets too close to him. Very much that like loud chomp of the jaw. Rats seem to get the message. But he never actually seems to bite one, however. And I'm sorry, Rune. It's a bit of a trek. Your neck might hurt a little bit after this. But the tunnel will widen ahead, with a walkway to the left, and the murky water just continues forward until the channel corners to the left. And there is a dim light that reflects from around this bend. And Bubba's ears flick as you all hear that familiar low rumble in his throat as he senses a presence. All right. For Lynn's sense, Lynn would be able to tell probably 3 different scents down here. Different, not the same of the hunters from before.
Thank God.
Mm-hmm. And, if you want to eavesdrop, Theo, you can. You only have to get a little bit closer if you do want to eavesdrop around the corner.
Oh, you know I do.
I figured. And yeah, you will hear several men are having a conversation. So who exactly are these guys? I don't know. FBI or something? FBI? Is there some sort of fucking maniac hiding down there? You mean besides us? I'd be surprised if there was only one. You think it's the Strangler? You better hope not. You do have a nice pair of tits on you. Oh, fuck you. What? Shit. Hold on. I'm getting a call from Benny. Finish eating. Get back to work. I want to go home. Hey, Benny! I hope you and the family had a good Christmas. And his voice will grow louder in volume as footsteps approach from around the bend towards where you folks are.
I'm going to go ahead and message back. It looks like one is coming this way. I assume they're workers, and I'll go ahead and give them a transposition of everything that I overheard so they are in the loop as well.
Okay. Well, you're invisible, correct? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm invisible. I could literally go ahead and be in breathing room of him, and he wouldn't know I was here.
Yeah,
no,
I'll
not
ask if
me.
they're still humans. If they're just humans, I'm sorry.
I'll go ahead and take a look. I mean...
Well, the guy comes around the corner. It's a middle-aged man in a blue hard hat, waterproof jacket. I mean, it's similar to your guys' clothes. We can tell it's blue and has a more managerial sense to it still for utility. Yeah. His face is chubby with a harder complexion. Phone in hand, he turns the corner towards the tunnel where you guys came. But yeah, he looks just like a normal guy.
Yeah, it looks human. I'm looking at what I'm betting is a manager of some sort for a maintenance crew that's already down here. So I'm pretty sure if he sees you guys, he's going to recognize that you're not part of his crew. But he is talking to somebody named Benny on the phone right now.
Yeah, apparently Grant took them down to the pipeline earlier. Something is going on in this fucking city, and the guys are spooked. Can I just send them home? You watch as his expression visibly drops with frustration. Alright, I understand. But we've been looking, Benny. There's nothing. If anyone is going to find anything now, it's going to be the investigators. His brow furrows as he pulls the phone from his face and gives it a middle finger. Then he returns it to his ear. You got it, Benny. Have a good night. He hangs up the phone, putting it back on the clip on his waist as he mumbles, fucker. And he's going to leave from around the corner as he calls out to whoever he was talking to before. All right, guys, lunch is over. Let's finish up, and fuck it, we're going home. I am not hanging around here with all this weird shit going on. What did Benny say? Nothing. He's acting fucking weird, too. I'm telling you, this country's going to shit. All right. And you can hear the sound of like a beep as something opens. You hear it then shut. And now the talking is a little bit too muffled from this distance.
I'm going to go ahead and take a peek around the corner to see if I can spot them at all.
Most definitely. Turning the corner, immediately to your right are 6 steps that lead up to a barred gate where a camera and a red light are stationed above the door.
Ghost
and on
in the
the
machine,
other...
of course. So.
Yeah, you're fine. On the other side of the gate is the entrance that Bowman spoke of that leads to the Nosferatu channels. And to the left, there is an open door. And through that open door, you can see the 3 men that were conversating. 2 of them are dressed more like you folks, which is like the brights and hard hat and waterproof boots on right now that just cover their shoes. And all of them seem to be hard at work. Honestly, from what you can tell from this distance, it looks like they're like doing some sort of like data data analysis of some sort from the room they're in. They do have laptops, their own personal, it looks like. And, they have, like, more so just, like, the conversations continued on. It really seems to be whatever data they're trying to find, they are not having any success.
Okay. So I'm going to go again, pass all that on to the group through the group chat. And then say, and pointing out that I see the passage we need to take. But we can choose one of two options. Or we could wait again. It sounds like once they do a little bit more work, they're going to be pissing off because they don't want to be here. Or we could go ahead and you guys could try to sneak past them. There is a security camera that I could possibly disable. I know I can hide my presence from it, but I doubt I can hide all of yours.
Yeah, really the biggest issue maybe would be you did hear when they opened the gate, it even made like this beep noise. So getting through, it will most likely make a noise. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what the doctor's going to say. She's going to vote that we just find a place and wait until they leave.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is since they went through that gate and it makes a noise when they go through that gate, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait near that gate for when they go through it, and I'm going to keep it ajar just slightly so it doesn't close all the way. It can't beep if it never closes to begin with. And so when they leave, I'll just make sure it stays ajar just a little bit.
And then the door cuts your fingers off.
I wouldn't put my hand in a place where... Anyways.
So we're waiting?
We're waiting.
Sounds like it.
And if it happens to be a magnetically locked door, if it never closes, it never locks. We don't have to worry about bypassing it later. It makes our lives easier. We're using them as an advantage rather than being a disadvantage.
Doctor
Okay.
approved. So I imagine we're just going to go up the tunnel where they're going to, because they're going to obviously come back where we
I'll
are.
ask if
No, they won't be. They won't be coming where you are, actually. I mean, it continues on. So you guys are coming from this area where it goes straight, then bends. But no, they'll probably keep heading towards that way. I'm really bad at this.
Perfect. So we can just
Yeah,
wait here.
or
I'll ask if the camera moves or is it stationary.
so the camera, it looks like it has like two like this. So it has one attach pointed this way, one attach pointed that way, like that. So it doesn't spin, but it more so just has like a bird's eye view with two cameras.
Is the camera on a... Is it on a solid mount or on a gimbal mount?
It's attached to the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes they're attached and then they just pivot it to the direction they want and then they leave it there. If it's on a pivot and it's not locked, I could literally go up to them and push them so they're looking straight
no,
up.
I get you now. There's no pivot to them. No, it's
Okay,
stationary.
so they're hard
Yeah.
mounted.
Okay, yeah. I get what you're asking. I was like, I don't know.
So if I want to go ahead, is there a cable coming out of the back of the cameras?
Yeah, it is. It's a little bit high up there. Probably about 8 feet up, the cord that, and you can see where it like comes through like the back of the gate and where it is wired then down on the other side. So if you're able to get on the other side, even easier, but yeah, 8 feet up, you can kind of see a little bit.
So if I have to disable the camera so it doesn't detect the rest of the party later, it's literally climb up 8 feet, use my emergency knife to cut the cable.
Yeah, that's probably your best bet. So.
Maybe unplug it if you're lucky.
Yeah, if I'm lucky and it's just a simple jack plug, but it's probably not, because they would hate for that to accidentally become unplugged.
Or we can give you two phones and then you can take pictures of where the cameras are looking at and you can quickly... Whoa!
Yeah, I don't think we brought Polaroids.
No, but we brought our phones.
Another thing, I mean, we could go ahead and get some muck from, like, the sewer somewhere and just rub it on the lens. I mean...
That's also an option, yeah.
I mean, it's less sus than go ahead and making it look like someone cut the cable than to some dirty water got splashed on a ledge and is blocking view.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any water nearby, you can make a splash and then apply the muck like it was something fell.
I'm going to look around to see if that's an option while I'm waiting.
That is not a bad idea. I like that.
I would say, with your high intelligence and the little bit of practicing you've been doing, you've learned that you've been able to do some fun little Ghost of the Machine and Shadow Abyss Mysticism combos.
Ooh.
And this will bring you back to when you used your shadows to kind of mask Calamity's face.
Mm-hmm.
you can think that it's very possible with your Ghost the Machine that you might be able to use your shadow to just cover the cameras. Yeah, of course, it's going to look like it goes black, but maybe even looks like it just malfunctions for a moment would probably be most likely. But it's an option. With the Ghost of Machine, you think it'd be able to at least hide your friends going through if it does have any weird vampire hunter nonsense like what you saw.
I can go ahead and have it imperfectly hide the lens so it does look like gunk. Instead, just make sure that the gunk is always covering head height. So when they see people walk around in construction uniforms, they just think the other guys were coming back that were working here previously.
Heck, I mean, you can even make it look like it's an animal or a bug that's climbed on it. You know you can have it take shape, so.
Really big cockroaches.
It's pretty cool.
So,
there we go.
You got some options.
Yeah, we got a plan. Sounds like.
Yeah. As long as I can block enough that it's believable without making it make sense. So,
okay.
Cockroaches it is.
We play the waiting game.
Is that what we're going to do for the 3 workers then? Play the waiting game? Okay. All right. Well, a little bit of eavesdropping that you'll hear then as they're going through. It seems like they're testing samples of the various through hydraulic pumps and water from the river, just everything, because it seems like they're really pinning it on something in the waters making people sick. They're trying to find, and it seems everything's in the green. I mean, everything, all their samples are clear, clean, nothing's weird. And, I mean, with all the attacks going on, you can definitely tell that they're even starting to think that there's maybe some terrorism going on in the city.
That's why the hunters are probably combing through the sewer, because the hunters are believing that the vampires are responsible for it. So that's why they're looking for, or a supernatural entity of some sort is responsible for it. And they're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, these poor guys, they're just trying to do, and finally, after about an hour of you guys waiting, they're just going to say, fuck it. They're getting the hell out of here. You can tell that they really just have the creeps, and they even seem a little skittish as just a rat will squeak by and startle one of them. Everything that's going on with just the massacres, the city's in a little bit of a bit in chaos.
Question. How realistic are the shapes that the shadow can take form? Can one just look like a really big, gnarly rat?
Yeah, I mean, in the darkness, it's a lot easier to get away with it because there's no color. As you know, thankfully, it does seem to be dim light. And also, being that close to a camera, it's going to be pretty big and blurry regardless.
Oh, no. I'm not meaning to the camera's eye. I mean the human eyes. Because if they're already skittish, if I had one of the shadows just be a big rat and knock over one of their laptops as it ran past.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be believable if it's just out of the corner of the eye. If so, as you know, these shadows do have the tendency to make people. It seems to have this strange effect where humans know that this isn't quite right when they do get a good sight on it. So,
well, then rather than making a rat, I'm literally going to go ahead and, since they're already uncomfortable, they want to get out of here, just to set them a little bit more on ease, I will just have the weaker shadow mix in with the normal shadows around them and just make the shadows move a little bit more unnaturally. Not enough to go and give away what it is, but enough to just kind of give them that goosebump, give them that little extra fear.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to bounce out about 45 minutes. Someone's going to say, look, there's something fucking watching us. I'm out. I'm sorry. I can't do this. He's going to say that he's sick. He's sick. I need to go home.
I got thrown.
Well, the gentleman that seems to be the manager is going to tell him to please not use that excuse because then he'll never get a day off ever again. But he is going to tell him that, you know what, we're done. He says the rest he can do from home. He's going to tell everyone to pack up and get home safely.
At which point, the second I hear them say that, I will go ahead and pull the shadow back and then set a report back to the group. Let them know what I did and what they said, and that we should be clear in just a few moments.
Patience is a virtue. Yes.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna grab their things, and it seems mostly they just have like their papers, their laptops. They're putting it all in their. Well, one person just putting all the papers in the laptop, closing it. One person actually has like a folder and a case that they have, and
Yeah, you have one person's like, I'm done. Fuck it.
yeah. As they're grabbing their things, grabbing their lunch boxes that they had, and I mean they're calling it an early night. Fuck this. They're going to make their way out of the gate, and it seems they have a little keypad there. They just swipe their card as it opens on up, and when it does, you see the light above the camera turns green, and the keypad itself makes a beep.
Okay, at which point, cockroach on the lens, and go ahead and just catch in the door just enough that it keeps it open so it doesn't close entirely. So
okay, so they're a little on edge. So roll me a dexterity and a stealth.
Dexterity and a stealth.
Yeah, they are a little bit alert. So
yeah. Okay, so stealth, of course, being one of my highest skills. 4, dexterity being 3. Oh, look, another 7 dots. Almost blank. Well, that I got 3 successes in there. I would have appreciated a few less ones.
Just don't look at it. It's okay. It's okay, big guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you make your way, slink over as the door opens up, and they, one by one, trail out of it. And you're going to reach your hand to catch it. And they're all pretty skittish. They're all looking around. And the one that was the last to leave does give like a glance, and I mean, he's just going to quicken his pace as he's going to leave.
She's like, I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. If I saw something, I didn't see anything.
You're invisible. That doesn't change anything. He definitely thought he heard something, but he's, fuck this place. I'm out.
Okay.
And the 3 of them are going to go further down the tunnel, not where you guys came from, but probably where the actual, like, entrance of the hydraulic pumps is. They're getting out with all their stuff as the light remains green since the door has not fully closed. And you do see the manager take note, and he has this moment of, but he's going to leave.
He's like, yeah, no. No. They've been given enough heebie-jeebies to last a while. They're just they're not paid enough to go ahead and check.
Yeah, no, not really.
At which point,
who the hell's trying to break into this place anyways? That's ridiculous.
It's a fucking sewer, mate. Why did they need to go and have that camera on the locking door there to begin with?
I don't know.
Probably the pumps and valves and stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
At which point, again, report back to the group that it looks like they're clearing out, and that the one locking door, I have the cameras currently covered. This guy's are moving about, and the door is currently ajar if we need to go that way.
Are we good to go?
All right. We move.
We move.
All right.
Gas masks on.
And we will go.
Yep. Yes.
We will go.
Okay. Well, you just swing back open the gate. It's pretty heavy, but you're a vampire. You're fine. Even if you're not a strength vampire, it just doesn't matter.
If a human can move the gate, I think I can.
You're fine. And so the door that leads to the Nosferatu channels that Bowman did discuss you about, it does have a keypad that you will have to use that employee card that he gave you. Or you can plug in the numbers if you have it memorized. So sure hope you guys brought it. I think the doctor had it.
Had
Yep.
it, yeah.
Yep. As soon as you swipe that card, the keypad light turns green, makes a little beep as the doors unlock. And I mean, Bubba's now up front again. His beefy tail is wiggling as he waits for the door to be, I mean, he can't open doors, as he waits for you guys to open it. And as it opens, he's going to lead you, and it immediately is going to take you down a flight of steps into a main chamber. And this chamber breaks up.
I want to thank Mark McAfee for lending his card to us.
Yes, thank you. You remembered his name.
Oh, I need a number and everything.
It's the good old doctor. Okay.
And of course,
Yeah, this Oh,
I'll
sorry, go
have
ahead.
the roach skitter off the lens after we're good and clear.
Okay. And return to you. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it leads into this main chamber that it seems to go off in different directions, probably to access the different hydraulic pumps, the area. I'm not entirely sure because Bowman is going to turn immediately once you get to the bottom, and he's heading towards a door that is like right behind where the stairs were.
It's nice that Bowman's
I
directing
keep
us now.
saying Bowman. Why did they both have to have B names? Why?
Bowman and Bubba sitting in the
Oh,
tree.
God, yeah. But Bubba's going to quietly grumble at the closed door once again. But this one also requires an employee card. Give it a swipe. Beep. Once the door opens, Bubba's going to push through and continue through a winding system of dry, crumbling tunnels. And very quickly, you'll notice that this place is like a labyrinth. Each tunnel looks identical. You feel that you've already been here as you take a turn, left, right, straight. It just, as Bubba's going. There are some things that separate from this mind-numbing confusion. There's occasional debris on the floor. And there's sometimes you'll find some graffiti on the wall. Most likely, Theo, you'll probably find most of the graffiti since your vision is not affected by the dim lights. You see things such as just the words, "You lost." You see someone did a quick graffiti of a stop sign. And you will find a decent amount of just a pair of bat wings hidden about.
I'm surprised they really get in this deep.
And Bubba still charges ahead. He's unfazed by the endless winding and winding until finally Bubba's going to quietly bark at a hole within the crumbling walls. Easily, he can slip through, but the rest of you are going to have to crawl on your hands and knees if you wish to follow our dear sweet Bubba.
Yay.
Yay!
Who's going right behind Bubba?
I'll go.
You are a rogue scouter, it's fair. Well, everyone, you're going to be crawling on rocky ground.
I
It
want
is
to be in
dry.
front of the brew hall. No reason.
Wait, which one?
Both.
You don't want to be like caked in between,
Yeah,
like
I think
sandwich?
you should be caked in between.
Yeah,
I'll take up the rear.
Brewha, Dr. Brewha, with the questionable me up in front with the dog.
All right.
Wait, no, nothing can grab your toes, Doctor.
Well, unfortunately, this hole is only big enough for y'all to go one at a time. And
We
Theo,
figured.
since you are behind Bubba, sometimes his tail is going to like whack about your face, kind of hit your nose occasionally here.
Yeah, well, I mean, he doesn't know I'm there anyways, but I mean, you know, I'm sure it's accidental.
Whoops. Yeah, very much. You were crawling and crawling, turning once, turning twice.
Aware of invisible things, just FYI.
Got no smells. Until light finally streaks behind Bubba as he does a little jump out of the hole, landing on a steel walkway above murky water. Oh, I can change my music. Ooh.
Oh, now I'm seeing a lot of road signs down here that don't make any sense.
The scent is stale and stagnant. The water slowly trickles underneath, and the channels are decorated with random junk one can find just off the streets, and long string of lights. There's nothing but the five of you on this walkway, and Bubba now just stares up at the rest of you. Smile on his face, tongue out. Doesn't seem that he's leading anymore.
So I'm assuming this is where we...
Hello?
Well, if you guys kind of stand there, call out.
Do I
And it's
smell
very-
anything
Oh, you smell
other
Oh.
than sewage.
You smell a lot. It's interesting. There's a lot of things around you. If you had to guess, 1, 2, 3. There's probably about 8 different scents. Though you cannot see where the scents come from, you can tell that there's a lot of somethings. Some things stinky, yes, but their stench is a little bit different from, let's say, that of your breath, that of whatever afflicts you, but not too far off. And it's very sudden, almost as if this person came out of the thin air. But there's a meaty hand that's going to grab your shoulder, Theo. And it is
breaks my hiding and everything. Great.
It is a monster that stares back at you. A face like that of a ghoul from Fallout, if anyone is interested in video game references. His hair is nothing but wisps that sporadically sprout out from his skull. His eyes are barely visible by the puffed skin that surrounds the sockets. And the few teeth that remain are short but sharp. He is dressed like the homeless in Chicago. A soiled hoodie and sweatpants. And once you turn to acknowledge him, he lifts his hand from you and stares you in the eyes. Bubba barks up at him, and you watch his expression change. A big smile spreads on the man's face, and you can see that he really only has about 6 teeth that still remain. And he's going to reach down and pick up Bubba. And he says something. His voice sounds a little... I don't dare try to... It'll be really offensive. But his voice sounds a little kind of long, drawn out, slow. As he says, "Hello, boy." And he gives him a big squeeze and a few kisses as he puts him back down and quickly returns his attention to the rest of you. Elucid. Follow me.
Don't say a word, just nod and follow.
Okay. Well, Lucid is going to lead you through the channels. And you pass by the various stolen street signs. Stop. Yield. Do not enter. Caution. Wrong way. You see numerous rusting shopping carts and bag carts. Rotting, missing posters, newspapers, and advertisements. And just debris that has fallen from the crumbling tunnels.
Is that a JFK?
Elucid says nothing, and instead fills the silence with a hushed whistle. Lynn, you probably recognize a few of the songs that he's whistling. Definitely music from early 1900s.
Okay.
And as you continue through, Lynn, I mean, the sense... You're definitely being followed, even though you still can't see anything around you. There's no sign of any other life or unlife, I should say. But you were able to get some sense of, all right, these some creatures that have a similar, kind of like Bubba. They're animals, but yeah, something's not a little different, a little bit stronger than the average. And whatever these things are that you can sense, well, they're definitely following you. And it's a quiet trip.
Lynn would just kind of do a hand motion to ruin that they're being followed.
What does that look like?
Me.
I'm not sure.
I mean, kind of pointing behind herself, sort of nonchalantly.
E.T., you have a cell phone. You could just message him in the group chat.
Oh, shush. It's not as cool. Exactly. We're Team Bravo up here.
All right.
At which point someone says,
Start doing the shadow
"Does
jutsu."
anybody know what Lynn's doing? She looks like she's trying to swat a fly or something."
Ugh.
Yep, that's totally what I'm doing.
What does that mean? As you're yelling it.
No, we don't need to spook our friend here.
Yeah, no.
No, I mean, it's just his whistling. Keeps you company as you keep going through these walkways until it finally turns back into more of these dry, crumbling tunnels. This seems like an area that's been abandoned, maybe even forgotten. Hard to say. Maybe purposely forgotten a long time ago. Finally, though, he's going to lead you as no more do these walkways continue forward. And it has been completely, well, collapsed. As you all kind of look around like this is a dead end, he's gonna go on over and he's gonna start rummaging through some things. And you can see that, yes, it collapsed, but either he made a tunnel through or it was already here. Not certain, but easily missed if you didn't know to start moving some of the debris in this area. Once more, you're gonna have to crawl. Bubba will be able to fit through easily. But Elusa just stands there as he's pointing at the hole, and his face is emotionless until Bubba comes up, and then he seems to really enjoy the animal smile once again on his face. But Bubba will go first, of course.
I guess I will follow after.
Wonderful. Well, you crawl to this. Ooh, it's pretty tight. It's a little unnerving, so you can tell you're crawling through debris. If you bump something maybe a little too hard, it could all collapse on top of you.
Yay.
And you're not sure, even as a vampire, if you can survive that. So you all are maybe even army crawling, for those who are bigger. Sorry, my friends. But Bubba's gonna
And
move
bulky
through.
old brew, huh?
Mm-hmm. As you guys will now be in what I like to call the dark sewers. Question is, it is 3 a.m, after 3 a.m. Do you want to take a break here and go through the dark tunnels next session? Because I'm not sure how far it'll push. It's already 3:12. I feel like this is a good stopping point, at least. Then I can not feel bad if anything leads us past, 4:30. Because it might.
I think this is probably a good stopping spot.
Yeah, I do have to be up at like 7 in the morning, so.
Yeah, because
Okay.
like I said, I think that I might keep you guys here if we continue. I'm really not sure, but I'm kind of sure. So I think this is a good point. We're going to start going through the dark sewers, which is now, aka, you're underneath Grant Park. Now you're making your way towards the Pariah. You've gotten through just the Chicago from the pipeline to where you need to be. And, well, you were warned that the Pariah might have things hanging out, so
Right.
be on alert. And you might have to sleep soon. You're not sure on the time, unless you guys are consistently checking. Are you guys? I don't know if you're consistently checking.
Oh yeah, I
But
want
once
to
you
be
reach-
checking.
But
the
I mean,
amount of times that we get sent messages from a certain someone,
Yeah.
I think like, look,
Yeah, I
that's
think we
that.
would looked at the clock. Yeah.
yeah. So once you reach the dark sewers, Nosferatu phones are great and all, but you are not going to have any service down here. Unfortunately, it's far too deep. Even Bowman can't. He's not a miracle worker. So sending in messages, not going to work anymore. But checking the time, it's about 3 a.m. as you guys have finished climbing through this labyrinth. So you can take a break here if you feel comfortable, but you guys can discuss
And
that.
this spot seems like the best spot for it, to be honest.
Yep. I agree.
Well,
I
then
know. I know 2 people that are going to still do their rituals, even though we're underground.
How are you going to greet the sun down here? That's what I'm really.
I'll
I just
bring the
need your
sun
sword.
to us.
Oh yeah, I know what time it'll be coming up. You can't stop the sun. I'll feel it.
Mhm.
Well, there'll be 3 people doing rituals then.
Yeah, do we want to do our rituals now before we end here?
Yeah, I mean, you guys can set up your little beds or whatever, your pillows, blankets that you brought. Since you did get warned, you probably have to sleep down here at least once, maybe
Well,
twice.
2-person tent.
Get my little makeshift shrine set up. Pour some drink.
So, I guess that I will be doing Wake with the Evening's Freshness then. Which, let's see here. So, the ritual requires rouse check, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Lynn is missing her drawing supplies. Because she would have left that upstairs because obviously you don't want to get dirt and muck all over it.
Of course. Sorry. And for Theo, it will take a rouse check, but you do get the reroll if you fail.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get the rouse check first. 1. So let's get that reroll. 5. So no matter what, it's going to make me hungry.
Well, it's better than a 1, though. You do not want 1s on rouse checks. So, oh my goodness.
Yeah, my luck tonight has not exactly been good on the dice end.
You had 2. You had 2 really clutch ones. So.
I have had 2 really good ones, but I've had a lot of stinkers.
Yeah.
Amal,
did you leave him a wine? I don't know if you were actually doing that.
Yeah, we would have left the wine, so I'll take that out of my possession.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, you guys are basically going to set up a camp and out the other end. But yeah, if you give him the wine, I mean...
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was going to be the dividing point. I'm going to give him my gang drug-dealing outfit. It's in a nice little water-protected baggie. I'm just going to give that to him. You know.
You're going to give him what now?
Okay.
It's like one of my clothes sets.
Okay,
it looks like he could use a new hoodie.
Yeah, I mean, he'll take your gifts. You can tell he looks uncomfortable as he'll quickly take them and then just scamper off. And he goes from he pulls a Theo. You can see him, but vanishes immediately before your eyes. Even Theo usually slips into shadows. No, he's just gone, and your brain kind of goes chug.
I'll just let him know it's nice meeting you. As he scurries off.
Okay. Besides the rouse check, does it still work if that's the case or no?
Yeah, still works.
All right. Do I need to roll a ritual check?
You do not have to roll until someone is waking you up, if you know what I'm saying. If someone attacks you, then the roll partakes. But for right now, nope.
Wake at the first sign of danger.
Yep, do not make a ritual roll unless true danger appears. If the caster is threatened during the day, make the ritual roll then, with the caster rousing on a win.
Okay.
Yeah, so right now, nothing.
Good thing we got so much blood with us, and I failed the rouse check, but at least I didn't crit fail.
That is fair, so. And who is that last roll? It just says...
that was my ritual. I got 2 successes.
Okay, were you just spending time with your sword?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I've been trying to reach for the sun.
Yeah, wait till he's done.
Oh my god. Please don't go ahead and summon this freaking sun down here amongst all of us.
I have some questions. That roll, what did you roll? Just willpower?
Just willpower.
Okay. Well, your sword is it's the mercy sword. Nothing fancy. If you want to do anything, you will have to spend a true faith point if you want to even get some sun in here. Are you wanting to do that, or are you just trying to feel it from underneath here?
Well, then the question then lies, do I need to use the true faith point now so I can use the sword properly later? Or will I need to use my true faith point later to use the sword properly later?
I mean, you get back at the end.
Yeah, you're going to bed, so...
Oh, then yeah, I'll use the true faith point.
Okay, that'll garnish you a little bit more, because just feeling the sun down here, there is no sun down here. That is, nope, not down here. This is the land of the Theo. Sorry, this is... But, once you use your true faith and you pull back to what you saw the morning before, you know it's the time and you know the sun is there. So you're going to focus on that. I mean, it's sort of mercy. But isn't murder sometimes merciful? I mean, isn't that a debate? But Amala says yes.
As a doctor, at some point, it's worse to keep them alive than just let them go. And you're like, what am I doing to this poor person? The only reason they're alive is machines and drugs.
I have filled them with so much water. They are literally a balloon. I can't tell you how many bodies I've seen just obliterated by nurses. It makes you so, oh God. Ugh. Anyways, sorry, I feel your pain, doctor. God. Freya is so sweet, so pretty, so...
Oh, but I didn't even do my faith things yet.
No. But Amala...
That's not what I want.
I see.
No. Yours is vengeful. Yours is, I wouldn't say angry, but wrathful. What's the difference? A lot. And I'm sure you know. And as you focus and your eye opens, it is going to flood your hijab a little bit. Feels like wet spot that forms. As your eye can see the eyes upon the blade as it runs up. And it's pretty cool as you send your essence and one eye opens, all the way down the blade until finally that blunt now has a sharp point of light, of sun, of fury, of wrath, of Gabriel. And it's not the sun. But at least it gives you something while you're down here. And honestly, just having this by your bed may not be a bad idea. It might give you at least a little bit of peace in this dark void. Rune, you're going to give your offerings.
Yeah.
Anything you wish to say to Freya, ask from Freya in your prayers?
Well, first thing I'm going to do is I am going to attempt to ward our space here. I'm going to use one of my miracles, and I am going to try to use both my uses of Consecrate and combine them in some way.
Make a big consecration.
Okay. All right. You might have to, you all have to sleep a little close, but you can do that. And you know within your circles, it usually also relieves the awakening of the blood. It seems Freya gives pity to your condition or some sort. Mercy. I don't know. But you can spend some time doing it. It'll take you a little bit, and you'll have to have everyone's cooperation.
Yeah, I'll just have to go and make sure that I do my ritual in the area that... I don't know if that's going to interfere or make my ritual work better. I have no idea. But yeah, sure. I'll go along with his things. Respecting each other's beliefs.
It's interesting, Theo, because you got, I mean... did you get her last name? Okay, well, Cordelia, so I can't remember, but Cordelia did teach you about warding circles, and you can see that it's kind of what Rune is doing, but it's very funny because Rune's just winging it. Rune's just like, yeah, this looks cool, I like this, yeah Freya, he's so random about it, but you'll watch as it seems to, at least as he finishes, and he's like, yeah, there you go, Freya, and throw more splash of alcohol. There is a sense of tranquility and peace, and through just a little bit of weeds start to grow. Some will even sprout some flowers, nothing more than just like a daisy here, and maybe
at which point I'm literally going to sit there. Oh, you were responsible for those plants last night.
Yes, they're quite pretty. Thank you, Rune.
They will protect us in the day. Or at least I hope so.
It's so frustrating, because, I mean, you have to do it, like, right. There's a system to it, and it can botch and really backfire as you're watching this jerk just like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, freaking... Get the freaking male version of Poison Ivy over here. Man.
Yeah, no, I'll explain to you that I do this, and I'll like unsheath the sword a little, so you're like, dun 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 dun.
No. Put it away.
I was gonna thump you on your forehead, but then I double thought about it.
Yeah. Keep the glow stick in the sheath, please.
But yeah, after that is all done, they'll go back to praying to Freya, and they'll expend the last faith point for the day to get a vision or prophecy.
Vision or prophecy?
Yeah.
Considering that we have to find the pariah down here,
Yeah,
that
maybe
might
I can get
actually-
like a internal map of where to avoid down here or something along the lines.
All right. Well, you will have it's very much like a mind's eye. You're not quite literally seeing it. Almost like you're reading a book, as you can see the scene. And it seems to be all of you asleep in the circle that you have done with Theo's ritual underneath him, and all of you close together. And it looks like, I don't know if Rune was much of a fantasy man, but honestly, it looks like imps. You know, those little like demon, like, yeah, kind of guys. It looks like a bunch of imps that are coming on over. If you had to guess, there's probably about 6 of them. And they all are moving around as you can see all of you sleep. And it seems like they can't get within, I guess, this ward, or they're at least cautious about it. But in your mind's eye, it seems to be that nevertheless, they can still do what they need to do from here. And you will watch as all of you begin to kick and squirm as if you're having horrible dreams. And your mind will clear as... Take a look around, and I mean, everyone's still getting ready for bed.
Yeah, let everyone know. There's some sort of spirit that's going to give us all nightmares tonight.
Oh, joy.
Okay, question.
I love Lynn. Just always the great. Add it on.
What else?
Yeah, right.
So, okay. I was taught the basics of warding circles. So, I mean, okay. Is there a specific type that I could use against, malevolent spirits?
So you're really going to need to know what kind of spirit you're working with. So you're going to need more from Rune than just that, unfortunately.
Describe in detail these things that are going to screw with our dreams.
Imagine a typical fantasy imp-like caricature.
Give me as much detail as possible. Were they furry? Were they naked? Did they have horns? Did they have tails? Everything.
Yeah. They were pretty scaly, had tails, like demonic faces, but they're not very big.
When Rune was describing what's coming, Lynn just kind of scoffed a little bit. That's the description.
I've seen better demons than that.
Yeah. Those were on 2 legs.
Mhm.
What she's seen has more than 2 legs, usually 4.
But I mean, from what he describes, it doesn't sound like any like Oblivion, Abyss kind of stuff. I mean, demons? That sounds like a Mala's territory, honestly. That sounds like hell, maybe? Is that a thing? Well, that's up to you, isn't it?
So, as far as imps go, I don't know if there's any ward I could really do that would be helpful for that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean...
Doctor, do you have a way to protect against scaly implings?
She's researching. Look at her go.
I mean, you could try to use holy water to put up extra protections.
Will that do anything to us? I mean, your biz better than anybody else.
Wouldn't touch it.
I'll let
Oh,
you
that's a
know
lot.
that
I say that realistically, if we know something's coming, wouldn't it be best for us to, at least one of us, to try to stay awake?
Well, if something does anything hostile to me, I mean, the ritual I'm going to be setting up should allow me to jerk away to fend off any danger, at which point it will be at least me trying to stay awake. But it's only as long as the danger lasts, then I'm going to probably conk right back out. The only person here that has any talent for staying up well past everybody else is you, Doctor.
Well, then I volunteer to try.
I mean, if they're literally demonic imps, maybe you could go and poke them with your angel sword.
Yeah, probably a safe bet. Well,
I'll let you know that they couldn't get past my wards, but they can still interfere from the outside.
all right. Well, then I guess I'll do my best to stay up. I'm just going to take my sun sword, and I'm more or less just going to have it in my lap, and I'm just going to meditate with it.
Okay, well then I'm going to go ahead and take my weaker shadow because my stronger shadow is going to wear off. But I'll take my weaker shadow and basically tell it to take a form of a large cat. Let's say, I'm going to tell the weaker shadow, keep an eye out for danger. And if you see anything that is going to be dangerous, meow at her. So literally, I'm setting the cat up as an extra alarm, so that way Amala can go ahead and have the cat inform her that there's danger afoot. And then,
All right.
Amala, now you have an alarm system. A shadow
Yeah.
cat.
I mean, since you have dark vision, and you can see like the cat takes shape and moves into a shadow, and it's still like stands within the shadows, but anyone else, cat looks like it just vanishes.
Yeah. So if you start hearing a cat yowling at you, you know that there's something about.
Bubba's gonna try to stay up with you.
Thank you.
So
Well, of course, we
Stamina
still have
resolve, I
Bubba.
imagine, or is it a willpower? What am I rolling to try to stay awake?
but we'll do that next session, but it is most definitely going to involve some stamina, yes, for sure. You're gonna take endurance because you're fighting against your own body. As it explains, when the sun rises, vampires die. I mean, your blood thickens, your body stops functioning. So you're going to be fighting against your own death. See what
Heck
you
yeah.
got, Doctor. But we'll save that for next session because I think that'll be fun. And, imps.
Imps.
I was just thinking, like, in the back of Lynn's mind, she's just wondering, like, I'm traveling with somebody who goes around in shadows, another who keeps making a little shrine and growing plants, and then another one who keeps wanting to see the sun and wants to use a mercy sword, and
So I think we have a rogue, a druid, a cleric, and a ranger. Heck yeah.